Strap in, ladies and gentlemen. Today is all about discovering 40 facts you didn't know about Ragatha from the Amazing Digital Circus. Just like Pomni, Ragatha is a tapped human in the Amazing Digital Circus. And while we might not know how she got there, it's safe to assume she has been stuck in the VR world for quite some time. Inspiration for the character came from the 1997 Raggedy Ann series, where the main character is a ragdoll with hair made out of red yarn, much like Ragatha. Ragatha is a ray of sunshine compared to the other characters in the circus, and sometimes it comes off as forced optimism. But we can't complain when it's between that and turning into a mindless monster. Ragatha is voiced by American voice actor Amanda Hufford. Hufford has a background in stage and musical theater, going back years, so it makes sense that she does justice to the character. Ragatha's actual height comes in at around 5 foot 9 inches or 105 centimeters, so if she is that tall as a doll, we wonder how tall she was as a human. If you ever become trapped in the Amazing Digital Circus, Ragatha is your best bet if you're looking to make friends. If the other characters are mischievous or outright insane, Ragatha was almost named Emmy. But as soon as they finalized details on the characters, they realized Ragatha was clearly the better choice. Her name is a combination of ragdoll and the feminine name Ragatha. Compared to the other names in the show, Ragatha is quite normal, all things considered. With how Ragatha acts, you might think she is a kid who got trapped in the circus. But after Gooseworx revealed the ages of all characters, we now know that the ragdoll is 30 years old. Ragatha's age makes her the oldest girl in the circus, and if we want to take the Amazing Digital Circus as a whole, she is the second oldest character after Kinger. Even though Gooseworx provided the ages of all characters in the circus, she didn't specify if that is the age they got into the circus. We like to believe time does not move in the circus, so characters don't age in the traditional sense while trapped in the circus. Gooseworx also revealed that Ragatha has been in the circus the second longest next to Kinger. You have to admit it takes a certain level of grit to be positive through it all. Ragatha's only real fear is a fear of centipedes, which makes Jax's actions in the pilot episode so heinous. He knew centipedes were the one thing that drove her crazy and still went ahead to put them in her room. When Gooseworx was asked why Ragatha seemed angry at Pomni by the end of the pilot for not helping her, when she had previously said that she understood if Pomni wouldn't, Gooseworx responded by saying Ragatha would say things she doesn't necessarily mean if she thinks it'll ease tensions. Pretending everything is okay is one of the ways Ragatha keeps herself from going abstract. Seeing how she has been in the circus for quite some time, you can't say it's not working. The show's creators confirmed on Tumblr that Ragatha likes horses, so it might be a clue to what she did in the real world. If we were to guess, we would say she used to work on a farm, which explains her love for horses. Ragatha's instrument of choice is the cello. We can totally picture her in our mind playing sick tunes in front of a crowd of fans. After getting glitched by Kaufmo, Ragatha's eyes and nose bounce around for a short moment while speaking to Pomni, and if you take a closer look, you should notice how they move like the ping-pong video game. Ragatha is an expert at hiding her pain, and it is evident in the scene with Kaufmo, where she brushes off the attack from the abstracted clown. It's not every day we see someone laugh in the face of danger, but Ragatha sure knows how to take a punch. Ragatha is the first character who approaches Pomni when she appears in the Amazing Digital Circus. While other characters were amused or even shocked, Ragatha switched on her big sister mode and tried to calm Pomni down. Since she has spent so much time in the circus, there is a big possibility she knew the crossed out characters who abstracted. Kinger is the only human character who should have seen more humans go abstract, and we can clearly see the toll it has had on him. As soon as Ragatha sees that Kaufmo has abstracted, she thinks about getting Kane to save him, because she is no stranger to seeing characters go abstract, and she hopes he can still be saved. But it is too late. Apart from Gangle, Ragatha always seems to be on the edge of Jax's pranks. And just from the pilot episode, we can see that Jax has tormented the poor doll. I know you want to get back to learning everything there is to know about the positive ragdoll, but you should use this as an opportunity to think about the facts you have learned so far. While you're doing that, this is the perfect opportunity to subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss any of our videos. Since Gooseworx wanted the voice actor for Jax to sound like Raggedy Andy, some fans believe Jax and Ragatha might be a couple. From the books and film, Raggedy Ann and Andy were siblings, so it's an awkward opinion to have. It's a good thing that Gooseworx doesn't feel the need to include relationships in the show. After Pomni, Ragatha gets a lot of screen time in the pilot episode, and it just goes to show how important she is to the plot. We know this won't always be the case in later episodes, but it won't change the fact that she is one of the main characters in the show. Ragatha might have been close friends with Kaufmo, since she is the first one who notices he is missing and goes to check up on him. Later on, she apologizes for not laughing at his jokes, so we know Kaufmo tried to make her laugh whenever they were together. When Kaufmo makes Ragatha glitch out, Ragatha asks Pomni for help, and she says she understands if Pomni doesn't want to help. But after she gets cured by Cain, we can see that she gives Pomni a disappointed look. Gooseworx explains that she often says things she doesn't mean because of her need to always portray a positive attitude. Ragatha is the second shortest character in the circus. She seems to always come second place in everything, and it's a good thing that Pomni came to the circus when she did, or she might have been the shortest. One reason why Ragatha was so eager to show Pomni around was because she knew Pomni would become Cain's new pet, so the attention would move away from her. In the pilot episode, the only time we see Ragatha mad is when she learns of Jax's latest plan with the centipede. So we finally get to see Ragatha mad over something, and of course, Jax is the main reason we get to see her break character. While Ragatha's main fear is insects like centipedes, she has a solid fear of going abstract, and who can blame her? Because of this fear, the ragdoll always distracts herself to keep her mind from going insane. Ragatha has a good relationship with Kinger, and this is why she asked the chess piece to accompany her to go check up on Kaufmo. But Kinger was already too unstable to be of any help. Ragatha's range of movement in the show seems limited, and you can tell that from all the renderings of the character as she walks or runs. One reason for this might be because she loves to bottle up her feelings, so we guess it shows up in her body language. Ragatha is willing to say anything if she thinks it will ease tensions in the circus. This totally fits in with her constant happy attitude. She isn't one to poke the bear and would rather avoid confrontation if she can. Ragatha gives us a glimpse into her inner psyche when she goes on a monologue about how all characters look for an exit from the circus when they first arrive. It only happened for a brief moment, but in that scene, she makes us feel she is on the brink of abstraction. It might come as a shock to some, but Gooseworx expressed that out of all of the main characters, Ragatha is the least fun for her to draw. We admit, out of all the characters in the Amazing Digital Circus, Ragatha looks like not much imagination was put into her design. At the end of the day, having a complicated character design doesn't necessarily mean the fans will love the character. Ragatha has one regular eye and one button eye, and you might think the button acts like an eye patch. But Gooseworx revealed that Ragatha can see through both. Just like Pomni and Jax, Ragatha is one of those characters with a lot of fan art floating around the internet. In most of these drawings, Ragatha is always paired with Jax, which doesn't make sense because the rabbit is always mean to her. All the characters in the Amazing Digital Circus are quite expressive, but Ragatha seems to be lagging behind when it comes to conveying emotions. Don't get us wrong, Ragatha is very expressive, but when compared to Pomni or Jax, she just doesn't make the cut. Finally, unfortunately for Ragatha, her room sits beside Jax's room. This explains why it was so easy for Jax to plant the centipede in her room while she was away. If you made it to the end of the video, you now know 40 facts about Ragatha you didn't know before starting the video. If you want to find out more about your favorite characters, there is more where that came from, and you can check out our other videos with just a single click. Also, you should consider subscribing to the channel if you hope to be an expert on all things the Amazing Digital Circus.